You ever feel like your disagreements just go nowhere? Like you're just spinning your wheels and ending up frustrated? Well, today we're going to completely reframe how we look at conflict. And our guide, believe it or not, is one of the most clever heroes in all of literature.
Okay, let's kick this off with an amazing story from the Chinese classic Journey to the West. Seriously, this is a total masterclass in using strategy over just brute force.
So, picture this. A terrifying demon has just snatched a queen, and he has this ultimate weapon, a magical bell that can shoot out fire and smoke. Our hero, the great sage Sun Wukong, you might know him as the Monkey King, is called in to save her. But he knows right away that a head-on fight against that bell, that's a battle he's just going to lose.
So instead of just charging in, fists flying, Wukong gets smart. He transforms himself into a tiny little fly and zips right into the demon's cave, totally unseen. But there's still a problem. The demon keeps that super powerful bell tied to his hip. Wukong can't just grab it.
And this is where the real genius move happens. Wukong plucks 3 of his own hairs, turns them into biting insects, we're talking a flea, a louse, and a bedbug, and sicks them on the demon. The demon gets so unbelievably itchy he can't stand it, so he unties the bell and hands it to the queen just for a second. And bam, that's Wukong's opening. He magically swaps the real bell with a perfect fake one he made from his other hairs.
So what on earth can a mythical monkey teach us about how to argue better? Think about it. Wukong didn't try to overpower his enemy. He totally changed the game by getting his hands on the ultimate weapon without throwing a single punch. And you know what? That exact same strategic shift can completely transform our own arguments.
Way too often, when we get into a disagreement, we're geared up for a fight. We want to win, right? We want to prove we're right and defend our position no matter what.
This puts us in what the author Buster Benson calls a battle mindset. And when we're in this mode, information just becomes a weapon. We ask questions not because we're curious, but to poke holes in the other person's logic. The alternative? A productive mindset, where the real goal isn't to win, but to actually learn something and solve a problem we both share.
And if we can manage to shift our perspective, we can get some really valuable stuff out of our disagreements. Benson calls these the 4 fruits: a stronger sense of security in what we believe, real personal growth, a better connection with the other person, and maybe even, believe it or not, some enjoyment. But to get there, we need one absolutely crucial ingredient.
So, how do we get out of that battle mode? It's not just about being nice. It's about creating an environment where a real, honest-to-goodness conversation can actually take place.
Our secret weapon is something called psychological safety. It's that feeling you get when you know deep down that you can speak your mind, or ask what feels like a dumb question, or even admit you messed up without being totally humiliated or punished for it. It's really the bedrock of trust.
And this isn't just some fluffy concept. It has a huge impact in the real world. Research shows that companies with high psychological safety see a whopping 76% more employee engagement. People are just more invested because they feel safe enough to bring their full selves to their work.
Seriously, this is a massive performance driver. Google spent 2 whole years on this huge study they called Project Aristotle, trying to figure out what made their absolute best teams so good. They thought it had to be talent or experience, right? Nope. The #1 factor, more important than anything else, was psychological safety.
And the data is just crystal clear. When you look at teams side by side, the ones with high psychological safety don't just feel better. They are way more productive and way more innovative. And why is that? It's because that's where the best ideas can be shared and debated and actually improved without anyone being afraid.
Okay, so we know we need this safety, but how do you actually build it, especially when you're in the middle of a heated disagreement? Well, here's a super simple, practical framework you can use.
First things first, we have to remember the goal. In a productive disagreement, criticism isn't a personal attack. It's an attempt to solve a problem together. The focus is on the issue, not the person.
So the next time you feel that defensive wall going up, try this instead. Step 1, just pause. Take a breath and then ask a clarifying question. Something like, can you tell me a little more about what you mean by that? That stops you from just reacting, and it buys you time to think. Step 2, acknowledge. Find some little piece of truth in what they're saying. A phrase like, you know what, you're right about that, or I see your point there, can instantly dial down the tension. And then step 3, collaborate. Shift from fighting to problem solving. Ask, okay, so how can we fix this together?
And this brings us right back around to our story. This whole collaborative idea is exactly what the Monkey King showed us.
See, Wukong knew he couldn't win a direct fight, so he didn't fight one. He stepped back, he looked at the whole situation, and he found a clever way to change the rules of the game completely. Productive disagreement is exactly the same. It's not about winning the argument you started with. It's about transforming it into a conversation that actually creates something new and better for everyone.
By creating safety and focusing on working together, we can stop just yelling past each other. We can actually turn conflict from something that causes anxiety into our greatest engine for growth, for connection, and for real breakthroughs.
The choice, really, is up to us.